One hit is all you need to make the money guaranteed, and you can live off royalties forever. And it makes me wonder, is it just a wonder, or is it one hit thunder?
All right, Matt, I know you're excited. We are at part 3. We're going to be hitting halfway through the THUNDRED journey today. We're going to be doing numbers 60 through 41 on the THUNDRED list. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. So every one of these episodes, I've made a prediction of something I think will be, I said top 10, but I'll just say in the top 20. I'm making predictions of songs I think are going to be in the last episode of the THUNDRED. So far, neither one of them has shown up. I said Dexy's Midnight Runners. I said Sinead O'Connor. And then there was one that just felt like such an ode. He's on our show. He's practically a third co-host half the time. I think that there are legions of Matt Milligan fans that will make sure that Wheatus is safely locked in the top 20 on this list. So that's my prediction for this run.
We shall see, Matt. We shall see. But today we have 60 through 41 to go over, and I already know what they are. You're about to find out what they are. And for anyone who's tuning in, I don't know why you wouldn't have tuned in to the first 2 episodes of this, but in case you're just tuning in from 60 on, this list was compiled from the lists of over 150 listeners, past guests, friends and family. Just got lots of lists. Whatever someone put at number 1 on their top 10 list got 10 points, down to whatever they put at 10 got 1 point. I just took all the math, and that's how we arrived at these rankings of 100 up to number 1. And we're going to be starting at number 60 today.
All right.
At number 60, The Weather Girls, It's Raining Men.
Hell yeah, actually. This is a fun song. This is, again, we've talked about, like, you put a gun to someone's head and say, name me 10 one-hit wonders. I think It's Raining Men gets mentioned during that panicked moment. 2 favorite things to come out of that episode. If it's something we've done an episode on, I have a favorite memory. I try to. One of the greatest music videos I think we've ever had to watch for this show. Yeah. Just so campy and cheap. And I can't not always think of the Simpsons joke of Homer Simpson getting kicked out of Moe's Tavern. And Moe's like, I'm going to rip your favorite song out the jukebox. And everyone goes, It's Raining Men. And he goes, not anymore, it ain't. As he throws it out the window. Yeah, I mean, this is perfect. This is a pretty good spot for it, too. I think 60 on a list of 100 is the exact right spot for the Weather Girls.
Yeah, it feels a little bit high to me, but whatever. This is from the Weather Girls' 3rd studio album, Success, that came out in 1983. The song was released in 1982. It was written by Paul Jabara and Paul Schaefer.
Paul Schaefer, that's right.
Yeah, of David Letterman fame. It was Grammy nominated for Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals at the 26th Grammys. Of course, it was a number 1 dance hit, but peaked at number 46 on the Hot 100 in March of 1983. Famously, Donna Summer rejected this song because she had become a born-again Christian at that point. And something we learned in our episode, go back and listen to it. It was a fun and funny episode. But Martha Wash, one of the Weather Girls, is who sings Everybody Dance Now.
Oh, yeah, she was like the voice of 90s dance music and had to kind of fight for the credits for it.
Yeah, she was part of Everybody Dance Now from CNC Music Factory. Was there another song she was on too?
Black Box. She did a bunch of stuff for the dance group Black Box. There was like 3 or 4 songs that her voice was used on, but then it would always be like a skinny model lip syncing to her vocal track.
Right. She has a very powerful vocal, and Yeah, it's cool the Weather Girls are on the list. They're also on the list of Rob Cashin and both Aaron and Lauren McClosey. So the Weather Girls can thank a few of our listeners for that. At number 59, Steelers Wheel, Stuck in the Middle with You.
I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair, and I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes,
I mean, you can't hear this song and not immediately think of Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
And this is one of those fun ones where I think this is like a situation, right, where you've got an artist who I think is technically a one-hit wonder as a band and as a solo artist, right?
So Jerry Rafferty had both Baker Street and Right Down the Line. So I think as a solo artist, he's not a one-hit wonder, but the band Steelers Wheel is.
Yes, very much so. This is one of those ones where this song gets incorrectly attributed to a couple different artists, but the most popular one being Bob Dylan, which I think we learned in the episode, it was written almost to be a Bob Dylan song.
Right.
At the time, and I guess they just did it a little bit too well because, man, in the days of Napster, this was always listed as Bob Dylan's Stuck in the Middle with You.
Right. Well, Stuck in the Middle with You was released in 1973. It went to number 6 on the Hot 100. Of course, we already mentioned Jerry Rafferty, but it was also written by Joe Egan, both Scottish musicians who performed in the band Steelers Wheel. Of course, you know Jerry Rafferty from the before mentioned songs Baker Street and Right Down the Line. Baker Street, if you don't know what song that is, as soon as you put it on, you'll recognize that smooth saxophone. There you go. That was a good a cappella rendition of the sax part of Baker Street. And Matt also brought it up. This song, probably the most notable thing about this song is it was used in the movie Reservoir Dogs in a scene in which Mr. Blonde, played by the late Michael Madsen, tortures a policeman and cuts his ear off. Very gross scene, but very good song where he is actually dancing around the room with the razor blade to this song. And this song was included on the list of listeners such as Ryan Swinford, Matt Damich, and Troy, a.k.a. Fett. At number 58, The Laws, There She Goes.
This is a great one. This is another one I associate with a movie. I remember it from So I Married an Axe Murderer is like the thing I always associate this song with. It's a great song. This is one that every once in a while it'll pop up on like one of my playlists on Spotify, and I just can never skip this song. It's so catchy. It is the perfect jangle pop song. This episode when we did it, we had Tom McGovern.
Oh yeah.
From the Werewolves of Glendale, I think is the name. And it was. I think we also learned that it was used in a bunch of commercials, and one of them was a pregnancy test commercial. We're like, what a weird song choice for that.
I love that since we had Tom McGovern on the show, that I see him in commercials all the time on TV. I think the whole band, Wolves of Glendale, it's like a insurance commercial maybe or something, but like there's several different commercials therein, and I'm always like, oh my God, I know him. And every time Marquitte's like, yeah, I know, you know him. Yes, this song really is considered a founding piece of the Britpop revival of the 90s. In fact, Noel Gallagher said that it was his favorite song from the 90s, even though it was actually first released in 1988. But it wasn't until a reissue of it in 1990 that it went to number 13 in the UK. Although this song never even charted on the Hot 100 here. This is more a hit because of it being used in things over the years so many times. In fact, Sixpence None the Richer covered it in 1999, and that version went to number 32 on the Hot 100. The Boo Radleys also covered it. And it's appeared on tons of soundtracks like The Parent Trap, Fever Pitch, Girl Interrupted, So I Married an Axe Murderer. It's been on Pete and Pete. And also, Matt, did you know it opens the pilot of Gilmore Girls?
Yes, it does. As they pan into Luke's diner and Lorelai runs in begging for coffee to the sounds of the laws.
There you go. This one made the list of Nicole Shirelli, Steve Jones, and Matthew Milligan, who had it at number 4 on his list.
There was a split second I thought you were about to say 1, and I was going to lose my mind.
Oh, I mean, to be honest,
it makes sense. It's just I feel like, yeah, I guess that would make sense to me, actually, if Matt Milligan had this as his number one-hit wonder. That is very on brand for him.
I mean, I wouldn't look down on someone putting this at number 1 on their list at all.
Chris, I know you said you were going to call out all the times a song was on my list. Have we called out any times that a song has been on your list yet? Or have none of your songs made it yet?
I think last week we had one, and I can't off the top of my head remember what it was.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Because I want to make sure I'm remembering the songs that we pick.
Gotcha. At number 57, Modern English, I Melt With You.
I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you.
You and I may have even talked about this, how we could not find it for the life of us. But I know that this was in a fast food burger commercial.
Yeah.
Showing cheese melting on burgers. And I feel like we both searched the internet to see if we could find it. And we came up with nothing. But regardless of fast food commercials, this song is incredible. It's so well written. Just like beyond the catchy chorus, this is a thing that comes up every once in a while. Last week when we were doing this, we talked about Break My Stride, right? Where like Break My Stride has this just like inescapably catchy chorus, but I think 9 out of 10 people wouldn't know the verses of that song. There's like 3 different pieces of I Melt With You that I feel confident 90% of anyone you asked could tell you how it goes, whether it's the opening verse, the chorus, the amazing bridge that's just bass and humming. Like, there's so many cool memorable moments in it, so much so that this actually feels low to me. This song's such a good song. This should be top 40, I think.
It definitely, if you and I were just curating a list, I think this would have been way higher on the list. But also, to be fair, it wasn't on my list and it wasn't on yours. So we didn't do anything to help that happen.
Listen, I said top 40. I didn't say top 10.
Okay. All right. Well, also, got the full story behind this song because we had Mick Conroy, the bassist of Modern English, on Chris DeMakes a podcast to discuss the writing and recording of this song. Now, this is an interesting one because it was released in August of 1982, and it was featured in the film Valley Girl, and the music video was in rotation on MTV. It reached number 7 on Billboard's mainstream rock chart, but only went to number 78 on the Hot 100 in 1983. But then they re-released it in 1990, and it went 2 spots higher to number 76. So it's one of those songs that is a hit because it's just used in so many things and never went away.
Yeah. But chart-wise, it's insane. I remember us doing this episode now and being like, what were the songs coming out in these years that this song couldn't break out of the 70s on the Billboard charts? Because this song seems so much more massive than its chart standing implies.
And the thing that's really interesting, I think, about this song, which I learned when we had Mick on the show, is that this song is it. If you don't think about it too much, you think about like, I melt with you, you melt my heart or something like that. But actually, the lyrics are about fear of nuclear war and basically meaning that like we melt as people. So I think that's kind of a a dark, weird thing about this song.
It's a dark, weird love song because I still think the message of the song is like, well, if we're all going to blow up and melt in a nuclear explosion, I want to be holding you as it happens.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. Well, Matt, I'll tell you, this was One Hit Thunder listener Ty Ayers' number one song on his list.
Doing the work that you and I both forgot to do for this song.
Yeah, thanks, Ty. Thanks for giving this song its due. This one also made the list of Ryan Swinford. At number 56, 9 Days, Absolutely, Story of a Girl.
This is the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world. And while she looked so sad in photographs, I absolutely love her when she smiles.
There's part of me that's like, this should be a little bit higher. But I think it's just because John is so nice, and John came on and did the podcast with us, and I love John. And there's also that recency bias of this song was used so awesomely throughout the entire movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, that it feels like a bigger deal than it is. But I do think that this is like what we see a lot, and this is like probably the closest thing to a bias that we have with this list, and it coming from people that are our friends and listeners. We did try to spread out a much wider net age-wise, but there's always going to be, I think, a lean towards 90s and early 2000s alternative rock. It is the genre that I think most of the people who listen to our podcast grew up loving. I'm sure that on the grand scheme, this song was a modest crossover hit compared to its modern rock charts. But it is a good, catchy song. John is a kick-ass fella. And actually, I think you and I both agree on this. 9 Days has a couple songs better than this one that you should check out. 9 Days is big on our bands that you should listen to the rest of their albums list because their songs are great. And this is a really good... How did this do on the Hot 100, Chris? Am I incorrectly remembering that?
You're way underplaying how popular this song was.
This song did cross over in a big way.
Oh my God, this song was enormous. It was released on March 21st of 2000. It hit number 6 on the Hot 100.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I thought this was going to be one of those ones that was at like 38 or 40. Wow. Okay. Then, yeah. I mean, this is... but I think that this is a good... I don't think that this should have gone past the 40 mark, so I think that this is a good placement for it in that 41 to 60. But John, we love you over here. You need to come back on the show one day because you are just a very genuinely nice guy.
We love John over here. He came on Chris DeMakes a podcast as well to discuss the writing and recording of this song. If you haven't heard that episode, go listen to it because it is awesome. Now, If I Am was the follow-up single. It was a minor hit as well. And we're calling 9 Days, for all intents and purposes, on our podcast a one-hit wonder. Some people might argue they weren't because If I Am was also a minor hit. And the song that I like, I love Absolutely, but I like If I Am even more. And of course, you mentioned this song was a big part of the Best Picture winning Everything Everywhere All at Once. And also, I will make note, this was the number one song on Friend of the Pod, Tom Brantley's list.
Wow. Okay. Hell yeah.
Yep. It's also on Evan Thorne's list, as well as many others. And rightfully so. 56, I would argue this feels slightly low for our list, but I'm glad it's here.
Yeah.
At number 55, Squirrel Nut Zippers, Hell.
This is a place where eternally fire is applied to the body. Teeth are extruded and bones are ground and baked into cakes which are passed around.
In the afterlife, could be headed for the serious drive. Now you break the street all day, but tomorrow there'll be hell to pay.
I've just been on a Squirrel Nut Zippers kick the last 2 weeks. I have watched so many of their TV appearances during the 90s on YouTube, and they just seem like a fun as hell band. And I think that the madcap energy that they capture in this song is why it continues to be, I would argue, the most beloved song of the swing revival of the 90s. We talked about it on the episode with Mark Popany from Nevermind the Music, but I do find that in a world of Cherry Poppin' Daddies and Big Bad Voodoo Daddies and a lot of these other bands, Squirrel Nut Zippers felt so genuinely authentic in how much they strived to recreate the sound of like a 1930s band. This is more of a calypso song than a big band song. You know, there's a lot of drama within the band. The three main songwriters all not speaking to each other anymore, and now there's like a band on tour that's essentially just one of them with a bunch of hired guns. Like, all of that aside, this song is awesome. Squirrel Nut Zippers have a ton of great songs. I think on that episode we talked about how good the next album was, with songs like The Ghost of Steven. Oh my God, I can't remember the name, but there's like a song called The Ghost of Steven something. And then like The Suits Are Picking Up the Bill. They have a fun, unique sound. I am so excited to see this here. I think this may have been on my list. Was this on my list, Chris?
It was not on your list, Matt.
Whoa! Well, that's on me then. But yeah, this song rules.
Could have been higher if you'd have put it on your list, but
It could have been.
yeah, I mean, I have a kind of sour taste in my mouth about the entire swing revival of the 90s, but doing this episode, diving into them, I kind of had a newfound respect for this particular band, the Squirrel Nut Zippers. Now, I do think it's a bit of a stretch to call this a hit at all. It was more of like an MTV hit because Hell peaked at number 13 on the alternative airplay chart, and that's about it. The album Hot peaked in the top 30 of the Billboard 200, so okay, that's a little better. They're from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And yeah, you and Mark Popany really seem to like them. And also, John Ganal liked them, who put them at number 3 on his list. And this was number 2 on our listener Amy K. Taylor's list, who noted that her and her husband used this song as their wedding reception entrance music.
Oh, that's a good wedding entrance song. I support this.
At number 54... Young MC, Bust a Move.
Start the show, then you spot a fine woman sitting in your row. She's dressed in yellow. She says, hello, come sit next to me, you fine fellow. You run over there without a second to lose. And what comes next? Hey, bust a move. Just bust a move.
We already had Sir Mix-a-Lot on there, and this is right in that same category of late 80s, early 90s hip-hop that is now just eternal wedding staples. I do support this being above Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah, this is way better.
This is a way better. Flea on the bass on this one. Huge bump there. Did you see, I think in recent news, Flea was like, I should have gotten more credit for that song's success.
Maybe he should have, because the bass line is a big part of this. I mean, he's also in the music video, too. He didn't just play on it. He's in the video and everything.
And Young MC wrote both of Tone Loc's hits. He wrote Wild Thing and Funky Cold Medina, and then he did this song.
Yeah.
So Young MC has definitely proven himself as an MC, one that's worth paying attention to. This song is fun. This is one of those, I think every person in America can at least rap the first verse of this song by heart.
Go ahead. What is it?
I'm trying to remember the very first line. It's, to all the fellas, trying to do what these ladies tell us. Get shot down because they're overzealous. Play hard to get females, get jealous. Okay, smarty, go to a party. Girls are sexy and gladly so embodied. A girl walks by, you wish you could sex her, but you're standing against the wall. You was Poindexter, next day function, I cast munches.
There you go. All right. So this song was released in May of 1989. It is from Young MC's debut album, Stone Cold Rhymin'. The song hit number 7 on the Hot 100 and stayed on the Hot 100 for 39 weeks and went on to win the 1990 Grammy for Best Rap Performance. This one made the list of Colin Pine, as well as Joey Ritter, who had it at number 3 on his list.
Nice.
At number 53, Gautier featuring Kimbra, Somebody That I Used to Know.
It was over. She didn't have to cut me off because I could never happen the way we were.
we said this when we mentioned Electric Avenue, but another one of those songs that, hey, based on metrics, there's a good chance you found our show because of our episode on Gautier, somebody that I used to know.
Yeah.
So thanks for sticking around if that's you. Talk about, I mean, this was, when I think of songs in the last 15, 20 years that were everywhere, and then that artist just disappeared from public conscience, Gautier is pretty high up there. The summer of this song was everywhere.
This was an enormous song from Australian singer-songwriter Gautier featuring New Zealand singer Kimbra. It was released in July of 2011. It was a number one song in the US as well as Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. It was the number one song in the United States for 8 weeks. And of course, it also had a memorable music video where Gautier's skin is gradually painted into the backdrop via stop motion animation. Matt, the music video for this song has over 2 billion views on YouTube.
With a B? Holy shit.
With a B, which might explain, like, yes, this episode is always racking up thousands of plays for us. I just think that it's just a numbers game, man. People are searching for this song, stumbling upon our podcast along the way. I hope that was a good episode. We did it so long ago, I can't remember if it was a very good episode or not.
I can't even remember who was the guest on that one.
I think
or
it was
if we even had one.
Mikey Myers, I think.
Mikey Myers, okay.
Yeah. This song actually won the Grammy for Record of the Year as well. So critically acclaimed as well as chart acclaimed song. And yes, you're right. It's kind of the definition of one hit wonder because it kind of disappeared after that, surprisingly.
Yeah.
This one made John Schick's list as well as John Ganal and Courtney Alexis. At number 52, Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London.
Werewolves of London. Werewolves of London.
I got some feelings here. So we did this episode. I think that this is definitely one of the episodes where you can just feel the love that we have for this artist just like oozing out of the radio. This is also one of those episodes where when I posted our like little, hey, this week on One Hit Thunder, we're talking about Warren Zevon's Werewolves in London. Boy, did the boomers come out in droves to tell us how dumb we are for calling Warren Zevon a one-hit wonder, even though he, by every definition of the word, checks the box. But that just goes to show how beloved of a songwriter and how important he was at that time. He's definitely in that same category of, and I think we said this in the episode, very much a Harry Nilsson type figure of just wildly influential, prolific, but also just had their own vices and struggles that stalled out their career over and over and over again.
Yeah, and this isn't going to be the last time that we talk about an artist where we're like, they're not a one-hit wonder, but in actuality, based on like mainstream normie knowledge of music, yes, they are. Now, this song, Werewolves of London, was released in March of 1978. It was on Warren's album Excitable Boy, which I would note that because of our episode, I dove into that album. Go listen to it. It is awesome.
It is.
Such a good album. It was the only top 40 hit of Warren's career. It reached number 21 in May of 1978. So a minor hit at that.
Yep.
Mick Fleetwood plays drums on it. John McVie plays bass on it. And yeah, man, it's a song that has really lived on. Our listeners, Damon Brazel, Jay Shirelli, and Spencer X all had it on their list. Spencer had it all the way up at number 2 on his list.
Hell yeah.
At number 51, The Waitresses, Christmas Wrapping.
Pass along those lines, so deck those halls, trim those trees, raise up cups of Christmas here. I just need to catch my breath, Christmas by myself this year.
So I do have to ask, because this came up in our episode, were people only writing Christmas rapping, or were you taking votes for both Waitress songs and smushing them together?
It was just for Christmas rapping. This is one where I'm like, I don't know, because we did an episode about both songs. We kind of combined both songs into one song and still called them a one-hit wonder for some reason. I don't know how we got away with that. And I think that people voted for this based on the fact that we said you could vote on anything we've done an episode on. So people voted for it, man. And
so here's the reason why. And I love this quote, but there is a quote from the songwriter of The Waitresses where he said, like, everyone can agree we're a one-hit wonder, just no one can agree on which song is our hit.
Right.
And I think it's because I Know What Boys Like is the only song that charted over here in the United States. But because of Christmas and, like, songs getting played during the Christmas season, no one really thinks about I Know What Boys Like anymore. But every time Christmas rolls around, Christmas rapping gets all of this play, and that's what people associate The Waitresses with. So it's kind of like, just by the sheer fact that they wrote a snarky ass Christmas song, they have, like, lived on well past their legacy would have probably otherwise been had they not written the song. Had they not written the song, there'd be no debate. Like, I Know What Boys Like is just the only thing people, maybe diehard Square Pegs fans would be like, they also wrote the things on the Square Pegs. But I think that by just the magic of, if you write a Christmas song, you have just, like, thrown your name in the hat for the chance to one day be, like, revived every December on the radio.
Absolutely. Now, this song, Christmas Rapping, was released in 1981. It was part of a ZE Records Christmas comp, but then later appeared on the band's 1982 EP, I Could Rule the World If I Could Only Get the Parts. It was written by Chris Butler with vocals by the late Patty Donahue. This song did not hit the Hot 100, whereas I Know What Boys Like did hit number 62. I don't know, man. Sue Blouth put this at number 1 on her list. Nicole Shirelli put it at number 2. I don't know what to say, man. I guess if you haven't heard the episode of Chris DeMakes a Podcast where Chris and I break this song down, go listen to it. I think we had a fun time breaking this song down. I do think it's good. I don't know if it belongs on the 100 greatest one-hit wonders of all time.
I don't mind it being on the 100 greatest. I do think 51 at the exact middle point of the list is a bit too high.
Right.
If you had given me this list and said, all right, here's where it's at now, you can, as the host of this show, you can editorialize and move some stuff around. I would have definitely dropped this into the 90 to 100 range and moved something that was down there up. I would have maybe given When in Rome a bump up or something.
We are really hung up on this When in Rome thing.
It's just so low for such a great song.
Yep. Hey, everybody. We got to take a quick break for a word from our sponsors, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're starting the top half of the list.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Skims or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. It's home of ShopPay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/income.
Looking to elevate your music career? DistroKid is a digital music distribution service that enables musicians to distribute their music to online stores and streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Amazon, Tidal, and many more. DistroKid collects earnings and payments, sending them to you, the artist. With DistroKid, artists unlock a world of possibilities. From easily paying collaborators with splits to securing your music with DistroLock, DistroKid covers all bases. Plus, you can promote your releases with Hyperfollow and create eye-catching visuals with a Spotify Canvas generator, all for free. But that's not all. Introducing the DistroKid app, now available on iOS and Android. Artists can manage their releases, view streaming stats, and withdraw earnings, all from the palm of their hand. And for those looking to perfect their sound, check out Mixia. With its simple interface and customizable mastering options, artists can make their music sound polished and professional within minutes. And don't forget about Instant Share, DistroKid's newest feature. Share large files securely with collaborators, producers, and more, ensuring your music streams at the highest quality. Ready to take your music to the next level? Download the DistroKid app and explore their suite of tools today. Plus, listeners can enjoy 30% off their first year by visiting distrokid.com/VIP/DeMakes. That's distrokid.com/VIP/DeMakes.
Yeah, might want to download that Exxon Mobile Rewards Plus app. Yeah.
Are you the Exxon Tiger?
I am. Yeah, new users can earn $10 in points, $5 after your first purchase and $5 after your second. That's a lot. That's a whole lot.
It is.
Well, hey, you get on that download, buddy.
I will.
Loading. Download the Exxon Mobile Rewards Plus app and join today. Exxon. Trust the Tiger.
For details, visit ExxonOffer.com.
Google is offering free AI training and tools to U.S. small businesses so they can innovate in ways both big and small. Built by Google experts, the Google AI Professional Certificate equips small businesses with practical AI skills. Through hands-on projects, they can start using AI to get more done and unlock new opportunities for their business. This is a new era of American innovation. Find out more at grow.google/business.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the match day spread. He's reaching for the buffalo wing. Perfect! Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too! Incredible! What a finish! Sensational combination! Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Everyone knows that unexplainable it factor, that smile that lights up a room, that wow. Well, it doesn't happen by itself. There's chemistry behind the charisma. Colgate Optic White Pro Series toothpaste removes 15 years of deep-set stains when you brush twice daily for 2 weeks. How? The clinically proven formula is powered by Colgate's hydrogen peroxide complex. It works at the molecular level to gently dissolve stains deep within the enamel where your brush can't reach. It's proof that daily routine can be remarkable. That's the science of wow. Colgate Optic White.
Experience a membership that backs what you're building with American Express Business Platinum. Unlock over $4,000 in business and travel value annually with statement credits on select purchases from brands like Dell, ChatGPT Business, Hilton, and Adobe, and other benefits. American Express Business Platinum. There's nothing like it. Based on total potential value of statement credits on select purchases and other benefits, enrollments required, monthly and other limits and terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi? For what?
Better not to know.
Get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in your price for 5 years and see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Listening to this podcast instead of doom scrolling? Smart move. Another smart move? Getting help from one of State Farm's 19,000 local agents when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
When you're 7-Eleven's hottest fire chicken sandwich, people think you're intense.
Well, yeah, I'm hot!
Oh, yeah, intense. Want to see if you can handle the heat? Then try me with pickles or spicy mayo and jalapenos. Oh, and it's all just $4.99. That's a deal almost as hot as I am. Almost. Sweets? No. Spicy? See for yourself. $4.99 and only at 7-Eleven. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores only while supplies last. Visit the store for full terms.
Chronic migraine is 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they start. It's not for those with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It prevents on average 8 to 9 headache days a month versus 6 to 7 for placebo.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor, visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com, or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
Choice Hotels get you more of what you value. Here's a little tune to help you remember. Same drive, different day. Don't you wish you were getting away? Pack your bags and come on through. Texas, Ohio, Alaska, we're up there too. Comfort Inn, it's calling your name. Save on the stay. Oh, and free waffles are yours to claim. Well, I hope you like my little song. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Man, so here we are. The top 50 officially begins right now.
So, Matt, if you thought the Waitress's Christmas wrapping was a controversial pick at number 51, wait till you hear what's at 50. At number 50, Philip Bailey and Phil Collins, Easy Lover.
Wow. So, Chris, you were the person who was judge, jury, and executioner on this list. I'm assuming that this is Philip Bailey's only charting hit.
It is. That is correct. But just as Phil Collins is obviously the furthest thing from a one-hit wonder, Philip Bailey is also a member of Earth, Wind, and Fire, so he had hits in his band. Look, man, this is a real stretch, and I got to say that this just goes to show you, I just went with the math, because as the guy putting this list together, I could have been like, no, but then I dug a little deeper, and hey, man, this is Philip Bailey's only hit. Now, as I mentioned, Philip Bailey is one of the 2 lead singers of Earth, Wind, and Fire. He has a 4-octave vocal range and a distinctive falsetto, which you hear throughout this song. This song is from his album from 1984 called Chinese Wall, which was produced by Phil Collins. The song was released in November of 1984, and it was written by Philip and Phil, as well as Nathan East. It is Philip Bailey's only top 40 hit as a solo artist. It peaked at number 2 in the U.S. in February of 1985, only topped by I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner. The single of Easy Lover sold over 1 million copies. It was nominated for a Grammy for Best Pop Performance by a Duo or a Group with Vocals in 1986. And, Matt, fun fact about Easy Lover. Which
I just read this fact while I was trying to research this eligibility, but say it because it makes me so happy.
It was used by the WWF as the theme for the first WrestleMania in March 1985 at Madison Square Garden. And, Matt, maybe this is controversial to be on this list, but man, this song is awesome. The riff in this song is incredible.
Well, so here's the thing. Looking at this now, because this would be, if this was something that someone had picked for the show, I would have accepted it because it has only been officially released on a Philip Bailey solo album. The only albums that this appears on for Phil Collins are like greatest hits compilations and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, this is, by all accounts, a Philip Bailey hit that just happens to have Phil Collins doing some guest vocals on it. That is crazy that this counts, but I guess here we are. It does. It counts.
It was number 2 on John Schick's list and number 1 on the list of Courtney Alexis. So there you go.
Wow. This is a controversial 50. But all right, 49. Is 49 also controversial, or is the controversy dying down a little bit?
There will be no controversy about this one. At number 49, Eagle Eye Cherry, Save Tonight.
Save tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Save tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. There's a lot.
You know, if I had to make a list of greatest moments in the history of our podcast, your bandmate Paul picking up a guitar that was just laying in your living room to explain to us how this could have been a Social Distortion song is one of the finest moments in the recording history of One Hit Thunder.
Yeah, it actually made me like the song a little more, just to hear it just presented in a different way. Yes, this song is obviously a one-hit wonder. It was released in October of 1997. Eagle Eye is the Swedish singer and brother of Nina Cherry, who in her own right is a one-hit wonder. Save Tonight peaked at number 5 in the United States, as well as number 3 in Ireland, number 6 in the UK, and number 2 in Sweden. Come on, Sweden, you couldn't get Eagle Eye Cherry to number 1 there? I don't know why. It's the lead single from his debut album, Desireless, that came out in 1997. You like this one, right, Matt?
I like this song. I don't like Eagle Eye Cherry that much. I bought this album, and it was one of those albums where I did really kind of only like the hit on it. I think when we did a deeper dive at your house to research, we found a couple songs that were okay. But in the grand scheme, Eagle Eye Cherry is not really my vibe. But I do think that the song Save Tonight is a really good, catchy song. Chris, you're the one editing these THUNDRED episodes, so I'm giving you the decision on if you're going to keep this question or not. But I feel like I have to ask, is Nina Cherry on this list, or did Eagle Eye overcome his sister and be the only Cherry to make the THUNDRED?
You think I'm going to give that away?
I mean, there's 300 episodes we've done. I don't think it's going to be a spoiler if you say Nina Cherry's not on the list.
I am not spoiling anything. You don't know, and the listeners don't know, and you're just going to have to keep listening and keep finding out what happens here.
Well, stay tuned for the Battle of the Cherries, although I think it'll be hilarious if Nina Cherry is 48.
She is not 48. I will say that Save Tonight made many lists. Here's just a few of them. Megan Smeltzer, Steve Parpart, TJ Rosh, Daniel Muir, JJ Figgis. Like, this song made a lot of lists. Nobody's number 1, but on a lot of lists.
I feel like now that we're past that 50 mark, we're probably looking at songs that were on like 10 plus lists, if not 20 plus lists.
Yeah, and you're going to see...
to get up there.
You're going to see more of a variety of names now, too. I don't know why you're hearing so many of the same names on these lower ones, but you're going to see some different names coming up. At number 48, The Refreshments, Bandidos.
Everybody knows if the world is full of stupid people, so meet me at the Mission at midnight. We'll divvy up there. Yeah, everybody knows if the world is full of stupid people. Well, I got the pistol, so I'll keep the pesos. Yeah, and that seems fair.
You know what? I don't hate that this is here, but I would have put this a little bit lower. I do think that this is one that does fall into that debatably a hit. I mean, there is an argument to be made that it's not even their most famous song, that the King of the Hill theme song is a much bigger hit for the Refreshments. But I do love this song. I loved having Taylor on it was it was our first episode with Taylor, and it was a unique opportunity because he had made a documentary about the band. You couldn't have gotten a more informed person to join us to talk about a band on this show, short of one of the actual band members.
Right. We had Taylor Morden on for this episode, who directed a Refreshments documentary. He also did the Pick It Up Ska in the 90s documentary. He also did the Getting Lost documentary. He's always been very generous about including Punchline music in his docs, so thanks for that, Taylor. Bandidos was released in 1995. It's from their album Busy, Fuzzy, Big and Buzzy. This song peaked at number 14 on the Modern Rock Tracks chart. It's a very minor hit, but despite that, made a lot of lists that I got. Very surprised at how many people this song touched. Interesting.
Yeah.
It made the list of listeners such as Matt Geary, Eric Guikima, Andy Valenti, and Curtis Gathright. Yeah, people love this song.
I mean, you can't blame him. It is a bop of a song.
Yeah. And pretty fitting for today's day and age, considering the world is full of stupid people, as I'm sure you'd agree.
Boy, is it.
At number 47, Yellow Card, Ocean Avenue.
This was one that I feel like we did this episode, and for like a pretty decent chunk of time after this episode, I think we actually put a like non-official let's not talk about pop punk bands so much on this show, because they do fall into this weird category of like, yes, in the grand scheme, Ocean Avenue at the time was the only chart like big hit that they had, but obviously for like the people who listen to our show and people of my age and in that late 30s, early 40s, like there's a handful of these songs that felt larger to life than you. And it is this like weird world where it's like, we're making a podcast where a large chunk of our audience is Warped Tour kids, where like Yellow Card was a headliner, but was also a one-hit wonder in the grand scheme of things. It created a weird rocky road that we were like, maybe we should take a pause for a couple years on doing these types of bands for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, this song that felt huge, probably because of MTV airplay and just us, seeing them at Warped Tour and seeing them in our world. The song only peaked at number 37 on the Hot 100 in June.
Good number, though.
Yeah. In June of 2004. It's from Yellow Card's fourth album called Ocean Avenue. And, it's funny. We had Ryan Key on Chris DeMakes a Podcast to talk about writing this song, but then in recent times, we had him back again to talk about a song of theirs that recently went to number one, like on the Modern Rock Tracks chart or something. But being number one on a rock chart, that song didn't even crack the Hot 100. So this is, Ocean Avenue is still their one mainstream hit. And I agree that not that there's that many more we could really do, but I do think that people that grew up in this world of like punk and pop punk and emo music or whatever have sort of a warped perception of what is a hit. Ocean Avenue does count as a minor hit, but there's probably a lot of songs you've got approached about doing on this show that you're like, that's not a hit at all.
Yeah. And this is high. I should say before you read this, 47 is high for this. I would similar to the Waitresses and Refreshments. I would have maybe knocked this down a couple spots out of the top 50. But good for them. Good work, Yellow Card.
I also think this is a really good song.
It is a great song.
Yeah,
it's not a diss on that song. I'm just saying.
Right.
It feels high for a questionably one-hit wonder. Situation.
Yeah, this one made the lists of JJ and Teresa Figgis, as well as Mike Devine and Nicole Shirelli. At number 46, Aqua, Barbie Girl.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Now, this is what I'm talking about. Like, when you get into the top 50, we need to be having these undeniable one-hit wonder, what a fucking cultural moment, splash and then gone situation. And you know what? Aqua's easy to dunk on. We've done it. We've dunked on it on this show. But you know what? I have all three of their albums, and I fucking love those albums. And there's nothing you can say to me to make me not love those albums, because they're just bubblegum Eastern European bullshit that I love so much. And Barbie Girl was such a moment. Like, lawsuit level moment of popularity. This is what should be on our top 50. Good work, listeners of this podcast.
To be honest, I'm surprised it's not higher. I do think this is one of those songs we talked about where when you say name a one-hit wonder, if you said to someone name one-hit wonder, they might name this song, you know? So,
yeah.
I mean, 46 is respectable. I thought it might go even higher. It was released in April of 1997. It's the third single from the group's debut album, Aquarium. In the UK, it was a number one hit for 4 weeks and remains one of the best-selling singles of all time there. It went to number 7 here in the US. And, as you brought up, Matt, Mattel sued them and lost. And then, 25 years later, licensed the song for their Barbie movie. So it came around full circle for him there. This song, you might be surprised to know, Matt, it made the list of Matthew Milligan at number 7.
Okay.
And also made the list of Kelly Breeden at number 2. Also made the list of John Gannall and Daniel Muir.
I'm shocked for Milligan. That is not what, like, the laws make sense. I was not expecting Aqua from him.
At number 45, Squeeze, Tempted.
Tempted by the fruit of another. Tempted, but the truth is discovered. What's been going on? And now that you have gone, there's no other.
So this was one of the, 5 episodes that are Chris-less episodes of this podcast.
Whoa.
This was me and my buddy Juan talking about Squeeze. And this was one of those episodes where I definitely knew this song. I also knew the song Cool for Cats because of, I think it was in Rock Band 2. It was one of the songs in Rock Band 2. But, man, diving into that, Squeeze is awesome. Like, truly awesome band. This is one that I definitely think people of a certain generation and a certain taste of music are losing their minds that it counts. But again, very much counts. An important, interesting, unique band from the 70s and 80s. But as far as chart success here in the States, this was kind of their only real big moment.
Another band that the cult following of this band will argue that they're not a one-hit wonder, and they would probably be right. They would actually probably be a no-hit wonder, as Tempted only hit number 49, so it's a minor hit at that. It was released in July of 1981. It was the second single from their 4th album, East Side Story. Like I said, it was only a moderate hit at the time, but now is their most famous song. It's been covered by artists such as Sting, OK Go, Joe Cocker, Rockapella covered it.
Hell yeah.
And Erykah Badu. Squeeze actually remixed and overdubbed vocals onto the original to create a new version called Tempted 94 that's on the soundtrack to Reality Bites.
Which is what I think I most think of this song with.
Yeah.
I remember this from Reality Bites.
This song was number 2 on Matt Geary's list, and it was number 6 on Alan Schmoll's list, who said it's not his favorite Squeeze song, but this great band deserves its place, even if it's in the inappropriate one-hit wonder spot. And I agree with Alan there. If you want to dip your toes into the world of Squeeze beyond Tempted, check out the songs Up the Junction and Pulling Muscles.
Pulling Muscles rules.
Incredible
That
songs.
Awesome.
Squeeze is an awesome band. And as you know, on One Hit Thunder, we don't use the term one hit wonder as a derogatory thing. So, hey, I'm glad they're on our list.
Agreed.
At number 44, The Darkness, I Believe in a Thing Called Love.
This was the only episode I think we've ever done of One Hit Thunder with your drummer, Corey.
Oh.
He came in to talk about this song. This is one of those, literally, I was doing karaoke in the basement this past weekend, and this was kind of the joke song of like, does anyone even want to attempt
Oh, yeah.
to sing this song? Because you are not going to get a chance to sing very many other songs because your throat will be shredded and your voice will be gone when you're done doing this.
Well, I'll tell you what, my good buddy and former bandmate John Bellin crushes this song at karaoke. It is his...
I believe that.
Dude, we used to go to karaoke like in our hometown, and we'd walk in, and the karaoke guy would just cue it up for Bellin to do it. Like, Bellin didn't even request doing it. The karaoke guy, like, insisted that he did it. He crushed it every time. Now, interesting enough, this song never hit the Hot 100, so calling it a hit is a stretch to begin with, but it's a hit, like, kind of in retrospect. Who doesn't know this song?
Yeah. We've always been kind of fast and loose with the term one-hit wonder because, like, all right, we're the MTV generation.
Right.
The Darkness made a lot of music videos and a lot of singles, but most people really only truly remember watching this one on MTV.
Definitely an amazing, hilarious music video. They released the song in September of 2003. It was the third single from their debut album, Permission to Land. Now, on this album, there's a song I like even more, one of the other singles called Growing on Me, which I think is an even better song than this.
That shout out to Matt Milligan. We discovered a lot during their last tour.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah. I Believe in a Thing Called Love did go to number 2 in the UK, but in the US, yeah, it hit the other charts, but not the Hot 100. But the song lives on, man. The song does not go away. You'll hear it at sporting events. You'll hear it on the radio. I am shocked that it wasn't a hit.
Yeah, this should have been like a top 20 hit for how popular it felt in the moment.
Right. Our good buddy Jim Legrando had this song at number 6 on his list. This made a lot of people's lists, but nobody had it at number 1 on their list.
Okay.
At number 43, Devo, Whip It.
When a problem comes along, you must whip it before the cream sets out too long. You must whip it when something's going wrong. You must whip it. Now whip it into shape. Shape it up. Get straight. Go.
I mean, this is a really important episode to me. This was, like I said, there was about 3 or 4 episodes in the early chunk of One Hit Thunder that you were not available to do. This was the first episode I ever recorded with Matt Milligan, who obviously later on became a friend of the show, one of my closest friends, and a podcast co-host for me. And it literally all stemmed from him and I geeking out about how good Devo is for an hour because, you know, he was a lifer and I was a lifer of Devo, like preaching the gospel that the song Whip It is among the worst songs by Devo.
Wow.
And that so much of their other music is so good. But yes, similar to how I reacted to Aqua, like when you're thinking of one-hit wonders, this is one of the top ones. This is a great placement for it. Maybe even a couple slots higher just to get it into the top 40 on this list, but I love its placement here. Go check out Devo. Their debut album that this song isn't even on is widely considered one of the greatest albums ever made. Question, are we not men? Answer, we are Devo.
There you go. Check out Devo. Important message in this week's episode. Whip It was released in August of 1980. It peaked at number 14 on the Hot 100. Warner Brothers, of course, did not expect it to be a hit due to its non-standard tempo and strange lyrics. And I would argue it's overall just weird vibe.
Yeah.
Mark Mothersbaugh believes the song sold well because some people assumed the lyrics were about masturbation or sadomasochism. The video is super memorable and became popular on MTV. In fact, Marquette and I even dressed as Devo a couple of Halloweens ago. All you gotta do is make that hat. That hat is a big part of it, man. That red hat. Yeah, you can't argue against Devo being on a list like this, man.
No, you can't. I mean, Devo, it is interesting because like they were ahead of the game in the music video world. Because it was like an art project, they were like making music videos in the 70s for their weird shit. So I'm sure when MTV hit, there were a few bands more prepared to try to make a video to get onto MTV than Devo.
Absolutely. This one made the lists of Eric Carroll and Ty Ayers, among others. At number 42, the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, The Impression That I Get.
Yes, this is it again, similar to what we were saying about Yellow Card. As much as the Bosstones have felt like an eternally important band in the lives of Matt Kelly and Chris Fafios, it is undeniable that if you asked any grandparent on the planet if they can name a song by the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, they might say that Knock on Wood song.
Well, maybe not, Matt, because I got to tell you, this song hit number 23 on the Hot 100 Airplay chart and number 1 on the Modern Rock Tracks chart, but never actually hit the Hot 100. So just like The Darkness, that's shocking to me. This song felt so huge. It was released in February of 1997. It was the lead single from their 5th album, Let's Face It. And more than a year before the release of Let's Face It, the song appeared on Safe and Sound, a benefit in response to the Brookline Clinic violence, which was an album released in response to the slayings of 2 abortion clinic workers in 2 different clinics in Brookline, Massachusetts in December of 1994. They performed this song in October of 1997 on a season 23 episode of SNL hosted by Chris Farley. Have you ever seen that clip where Chris Farley...
he introduces them and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. If you haven't heard the episode of Chris DeMakes a Podcast with Dickie and Joe talking about the writing of the song, go check that out. This song made Joe Funk's list at number 2. It made John Schick's list. And Matt, actually, you were right. There hasn't been a song on this entire list yet that made my list until right now. This song was on my list at number 7.
Do you think on a mainstream level that might be the most famous ska song in the world? Like, do you think that, like, when people think of ska music who aren't ska fans, is that... I feel like it's got to either be that or Goldfinger Superman as, like, the songs that even people who don't listen or give a shit about ska are aware of.
I have to get back to you on that. And also there's some borderline, like, okay, are we calling some of those No Doubt songs ska?
Yeah, but I think that if you said name a ska song to someone on the street and they knew enough of what ska was, I think that this is the song they name.
Okay. I mean, there could be some arguments for some of that 80s stuff, like The Specials or Madness, or there could be arguments for Sublime or Rancid or something, but you might be right. It's definitely up there.
It's pretty big. All right. One more, and then we're in 40 world.
At number 41, D-Light, Groove is in the Heart.
Oh man, one of the most recent episodes we did as far as like when we're recording this, which means that when people were submitting this, we still hadn't done an episode
on
Groove is in the Heart. We were big fans, specifically of Lady Keir. And yeah, this is a solid song. I mean, this is one of the best dance tracks I think ever. As we dove deeper into that episode, and you just think about the visuals of the music video, the funkiness of the music, the sample choices, everything about the Q-tip verse, everything about this song is so perfect, but it's also this perfect, this was the late 80s, early 90s mixture. If you were introducing someone to all right, what was the music that wasn't grunge music in the early 90s? May I present to you Delight?
I would have known this was going to make the top 100. I didn't know it would be this high. It actually, well, I guess this is one
Could be higher.
Yeah.
Could be higher.
I guess this is one you would see on a lot of lists. I like this song. This song is a lot of fun. It was released in July of 1990. It was the lead single from their first album, World Click. It went to number 4 on the Hot 100, but also was a big hit all over the world. When you dive into the band, especially Lady Keir, you find some really, really cool and interesting people. I would maybe argue the rest of their catalog pales in comparison to this song, though.
100%. I was not saying that, we were talking a lot of bands. There was 4 artists this week, Chris, that we told people go and check out more of their catalog. Devo, Squeeze, Warren Zevon, 9 Days. Dive into those bands' careers. You don't need to do that with D-Light. Just enjoy how great Groove is in the Heart is.
I'll agree with that. This song was the number 1 song on John Ganal's list. It also made the list of Mike Simpson, Spencer X, and Jeff Nucera. And Matt, that is part 3 of our 5-part series of the THUNDRED. Now we only have the top 40 left.
Oh, boy. Oh, man, I'm so excited. And, I mean, it's worth noting, none of my 3 predictions for the top 20 have been said yet. Yeah. So far, so good. I don't know. Maybe they will make the top 10. Who knows? Who's to say? I can't wait. Cannot wait for next week for the final answer here on the THUNDRED.
It's not the final quite yet, but
we're getting close.
An answer.
Getting
close.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month, even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending, 0 tears.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
At ZocDoc, we know being a healthy adult is like living in a video game. Every day has side quests, taxes, laundry, birthdays. And just when you're leveling up, you have to book a doctor. The insurance portal crashes. They put you on hold. Your doctor doesn't take your plan. Game over. We see you. So we made booking a doctor easy. Download ZocDoc. Search by specialty, insurance, and availability. Book instantly. No cheat codes required. Find a doctor you love with ZocDoc.